So you see this thing over here, right? Well, might look a bit confusing, but we're gonna break it down and we're going to identify the different parts of this so we can better understand transversals and angles and whatnot. So this thing right here is called a transversal, and the definition of it is pretty much a line that intersects two or that's supposed to be or more other lines at distinct, that's not how you spell distinct, whoops, I got this, don't worry, distinct points, right? So this thing over here is called a transversal, and you see where these numbers are, where they intersect? Those are your points, those are those distinct points it's talking about. So, with that information, we're going to go over different types of transversals, but how these points relate to each other, right? So we're going to get a different color and we're going to draw a new one over here. Actually, no, we won't. That's too much work. So, seeing this up here, we're going to take some notes. So you need to see, I don't know how to make this make sense, but let me get a highlighter. So you see these parallel lines? See how it's almost like an inside part and an outside part? Well, that's going to be very useful. So the first one would be alternate interior angles. So in this case, it'd be 3 and 6, and 5 and 4. So those four compare with each other. So 3 and 6 have the same type of relationship that 5 and 4 do, because they're on opposite sides of this intersecting line, and they're inside of these highlighted lines, which are the parallels. Also, if you don't know what these mean, these little triangles or these little arrows on here, that means that the lines are parallel. So AIAs, that would be, yeah, as I said, 3, 6, 4, 5. We're going to write them all out, and then I'm going to show you like what they mean and how they correspond and how you can figure out angles from them. Next one will be alternate exterior angles, and those would be 2 and 7 and 1 and 8. That does not look like an 8, but that's an 8, trust me. So those are things that just relate to like alternating sides of this transversal. Now we're going to be working on the same side. So now we have same side interior angles. So in this case, it'd be 4 and 6, and then 3 and 5. And then we have same side exterior angles, which would be 2 and 8 and 1 and 7. Okay? So, we also have corresponding angles. All these supposed to have like a little apostrophe S at the side because it's angles, but whatever. Corresponding angles. So this is as if you were taking this and moving it down to the next intersecting point, meaning that 1 and 5 would be corresponding angles, 3 and 7, 2 and 6, and 4 and 8. Alright. So, now we're going to talk about how they can relate to each other. So we're going to use the same picture over here. We're just going to get a different color. So, AIAs. If lines parallel And you can make up your own key for things. This is just what I use for parallel. So what I do in the corner of my notes, if I'm taking a new note sheet, I'd like draw something over here or something, and I'll be like, okay, this equals, I can't write over there, oh my god, okay, I'd be like, this equals parallel, or something like that, so you don't forget what they mean. So just, it doesn't have to be complicated, just something that you can remember, so you can take notes faster. Alright, if lines parallel, then AIA's congruent. Meaning, so AIA's, alternate interior angles, I'd be, so 3 and 6, meaning, so let's just put a value to this. Let's just say 3 was 100. Because they're congruent, 6 would also be 100. So that's what congruent means. And you can put this up in your key. Cool. Now, so alternate exterior angles would be 1 and 8 in this case. And if these lines, if lines parallel, then AEAs are congruent. Meaning if 1 was 100, 8 would be 100. Okay, same side interior angles. If lines parallel, then same side interior angles supplementary. So pretty much means they add up to 180. So if this was 100, this would have to be 80. Cool? Cool. So over here, same side interior angles. So that would be 2 and 8. So let's just say 2 was 100, then 8 would have to be 80. So same side exterior angles. If lines parallel, then same side exterior angles supplementary. It's the same deal. So 2 and 8 would be supplementary, and 4 and 6 would be supplementary. Same thing over here. 1 and 7 and 5 and 3. Alright, corresponding angles. If lines congruent, then corresponding angles are, or if lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. So 4 and 8 would equal each other or be congruent, and then 2 and 6 be the same. So that's basically notes for transversals and how they relate to each other. But now we're going to put number values to these so we can actually do some math and whatnot.